I'm Nick Snow, watching Government for Oil and Gas Journal in Washington, D.C. Despite its being an election year, Congress is still an important part of Washington Oil and Gas Association's 2016 federal strategies. But those efforts will need to reflect changes in U.S. Senate and House dynamics in 2015 and earlier, association officials told OGJ in late December and much of January. One change was for the better. Democrats and Republicans ended years of partisan standoffs in November and December to pass two significant bills. One included a provision ending the 40-year-old ban on exports of domestically produced crude oil. Democrats accepted it in exchange for reviving expired alternative and renewable energy research and development tax credits. The crude export repeal drove a lot of Congress's deal-making, American Petroleum Institute President Jack N. Gerard said. Once everybody saw the momentum, they tried to get on the bus. The impending removal of Iranian sanctions also had an impact. Federal lawmakers began asking themselves how constituents would react to that country's regaining access to global crude markets if domestic producers remained shut out, he told OGJ. I expect Congress to continue pushing back, Gerard said. It's difficult because the president vetoes everything it does, but it has oversight authority which we hope it will use. But experienced federal legislators are retiring sooner, Interstate Natural Gas Association of America officials observed. The average tenure for a House or a Senate member now is lower than 20 years ago, either because they don't want to spend that much time in Congress or they're increasingly challenged in primaries, said Martin E. Edwards, INGA's Vice President for Legislative Affairs. Lawmakers having less oil and gas issues experience puts a premium on association's efforts, INGA President Donald F. Santa added. Also, the shale revolution has created more producing states, which has changed where members fall out on these issues, he said. Producers aggressively engage with communities as a result, noted Bruce Thompson, the American Exploration and Production Council's president. Being in Pittsburgh's suburbs is different than being in Custer County, Oklahoma, he said. The National Ocean Industries Association would like to see a mid-Atlantic lease sale in the next 5-year U.S. Outer Continental Shelf program. Members of Congress from southeastern coastal states have been great to work with, but they're getting mixed messages now from voters, particularly in the House, NOIA President Randall B. Luthi said. Association officials agreed that educating lawmakers, their staffs, and voters will remain crucial. Many groups will continue to bring their members and others to Washington for meetings with policymakers. You don't see as many die-hard members of Congress now who consider oil and gas their main issue, Independent Petroleum Association of America Senior Vice President of Regulatory Affairs, Susan W. Ginsburg, said. That's Watching Government for this week. In Washington, I'm Nick Snow for Oil and Gas Journal.